And 36 pounds, Della Cooper. And weighing 143 pounds from Honolulu, Hawaii, Leilani Kai.
Leilani Kai squares off with Della Cooper. Most falls to curfew. Della Cooper goes to a wrist lock and then trips Leilani, putting Leilani on the mat. Leilani Kai thrashes about, but can't get up. Now she tries to make her way up. Cooper again trips Leilani Kai and puts her down. Referee Charles Venator got a count of 1 on Leilani Kai, but then Leilani made a good move and comes up with a hammerlock on Cooper. Leilani really twisting that arm up behind Della Cooper's back. Flying mare by Cooper breaks the hammerlock. Good sharp work by Della Cooper. They tie up. Leilani pushed to the ropes. Forearm smash by Della Cooper. She begins roughing up Leilani Kai and flips Leilani up and over. Leilani Kai a bit surprised because Leilani's reputation is for rough stuff. And instead, Della Cooper beat her to the punch. Leilani is on a hammerlock. Della counters. Hammerlock by Della Cooper. Leilani Kai goes to the ropes. Clean break by Della Cooper. Well, I don't really know what else can quite happen today on Wrestling at the Chase. The match between Ric Flair and Pat O'Connor was ruled no decision after Flair came outside the ring. Berated our ringside guest, Ted DiBiase, threw water in Ted's face. Ted went into the ring after Flair. A wild battle ensued, and DiBiase was getting the better of it until Bob Sweetan and Buck Robley and Gene Stevens got into the ring and helped Flair team up on DiBiase, and it wasn't until Gary Young and Ron Starr came to the rescue of DiBiase that Ted got out of trouble. But even then, Ted was so infuriated, they couldn't hold him back, and he kept going after Flair. Finally, Flair left the room. And, of course, you heard Flair's version of what happened. That Punk found guts one day, and he got in the ring and interfered in my match. Two sides to every story, but you saw it. You describe it however you think it was.
And after Pat O'Connor putting on such a great battle, he was lost in the shuffle. He was out of the picture altogether.
Well, you know, he'd been caught in that figure 4 leg lock. It was just a good thing he could roll to the ropes that saved him. Pat was in a rough way, his head cut, and his knee pretty well stretched out from the figure 4 of Nature Boy Ric Flair. Leilani Kai lifts Della Cooper by her hair and drops her with a forearm smash. Leilani strangling Cooper by standing on Cooper's throat. Della Cooper coming up slowly now. This Leilani Kai's tough. Front face lock by Leilani Kai and Della Cooper. It's most falls to curfew. And then how about that King Kong Brody? Say, Don Diamond really gave him a battle. Stood in there with him, knocked him off his feet a few times. But Brody had a little bit too much in the end. And after that one-arm body slam, which really had an airplane spin on the front of it, he spun him around a couple of times. Then the Boston Crab was just too much for Don Diamond. And now Brody's sights are focused on Jack Briscoe, the former world champion. What a test that will be for Brody. What an opportunity it is for him. Of course, Briscoe fresh from that win over Dory Funk Jr.
Yeah, it's a big step for King Kong. Get by Briscoe.
Should be quite a test.
And Briscoe's not going to lay back and let him get by.
No way.
Die on that championship belt.
Especially after beating Dory Funk Jr.
Oh.
Of course, that was a very close match. It ended when Dory Jr. applied a full Nelson and rolled with the bridge, put Briscoe back on Briscoe's shoulders. But Briscoe squirmed, and Dory Jr. tried to find some extra leverage. In so doing, Dory put his own shoulders down. Briscoe lifted one shoulder at the count of 3. It was Dory Jr. who was down, not Briscoe, so Briscoe had the win. Della Cooper battled back there, but Leilani Kai went to an armbar rather, to try and slow down Cooper, but now Cooper trips Leilani and applies a wrist lock. Leilani Kai comes up with a head scissors. Little hair pulling helped along the way there. Leilani reclamps that hold. He was hanging onto the arm so Cooper couldn't escape, but Cooper gets away anyhow. Leilani got up and saw Della Cooper's back there, boy, and her eyes lit up with glee. Don't often get an opportunity like that. Leilani Kai strangling Della Cooper along the ropes. Hard blow to the midsection.
5 minutes left, 5 minutes.
5 minutes remain, and there we almost had the first fall there. Leilani Kai had Della Cooper covered, but couldn't hold her down. Oh, this Leilani Kai is getting rougher and rougher. Cooper was slammed headfirst into the turnbuckle. Again, she meets that turnbuckle face first, and she looks pretty groggy. Body slam by Leilani. Leilani covers Cooper. At 2, Cooper manages to get away. That's twice Della Cooper has just avoided being pinned. Della looking a little the worse for wear.
Just getting up a little slower now.
Well, you know, she started the rough stuff, and since then, Leilani Kai has been dealing out the hard-bitten rough and tumble tactics. Onto the air goes Della Cooper. Airplane spin by Leilani Kai. This could be the first fall. This could be the first fall for Leilani Kai. Flying elbow drop. Leilani covers Cooper. That's it. The first fall belongs to Leilani Kai with an airplane spin, followed by the flying elbow drop. Still time remaining, though, and Della Cooper will have a chance to even this match in a fall apiece. But right now, the first fall belongs to Leilani Kai. Here's Mick.
The winner of the first fall in 5 minutes and 58 seconds, Leilani Kai.
Leilani using an airplane spin and a flying elbow drop to pin Della Cooper. Roughly 3 minutes remain, and it's up to Della Cooper to battle back now and even this match. That's the first thing. If she can tie the match up at a fall apiece, then she can go for the winner. And, of course, from Leilani Kai's point of view, she can lay back and let Cooper carry the match, or she can be aggressive and not let Cooper get started. Leilani dumps Della Cooper. Step over toe hold by Leilani Kai. Leilani twisting that leg around. There's a good hold to wear down Cooper a little bit. Spend a little time in the hole. Leilani can protect her lead of 1 fall to none. Leilani thrashing about, trying to roll over, trying to roll out of the hole, but Leilani Kai won't let her do it. Kick to the back of the leg, and Leilani not satisfied just to hold the step over toe hold. Instead, she had to apply a few more kicks. Now shifts it into a more conventional leg lock. Leilani lifts Della Cooper, trying to get those shoulders down, but she's doing so with her tights. Charles later caught her and asked Leilani Kai to break. Leilani right back to the leg lock. Good idea here, though. If she applies enough pressure, she might be able to get Cooper into a pinning position with that leg lock. At any rate, if Cooper's squirming around on her back, she can't be too much danger to Leilani. Leilani drags Cooper across the ropes. Leilani wants those ropes. That's what she was after. She wants that rope for some extra leverage. Benader has a pretty good idea of what's going on, but he didn't quite see Leilani do it that time. Now Leilani lifts Cooper. And finally, Cooper throws Leilani off.
Two minutes left, 2 minutes.
Della Cooper went into a version of the spinning toe hold there. Now hanging on with the toe hold and twisting that leg around. Applying pressure, hoping for a concession from Leilani Kai. Leilani won't be too quick to do that, though, since she has 1 fall in her pocketbook. Della twists that ankle around. Leilani looks where the ropes are, and they're too far away to do Leilani Kai any good. Della Cooper twists that leg some more, turning on the foot. Now Leilani crawls toward those ropes. Benader making it a little more difficult for her to get there. Della Cooper tries to stop her, but Leilani Kai gets to the ropes anyhow. And then Leilani Kai hangs onto the leg and trips Cooper. Good move. Double toe hold by Leilani Kai. Leilani drags Cooper away from those ropes. And then twists the legs back.
1 minute left, 1 minute.
Less than 60 seconds remaining. And Leilani Kai at least has the 1 fall. About the best Della Cooper can hope for now is to come up with a fall and make the match a draw, but she's going to be hard-pressed to do so from that position. Of course, we already had 1 stalemate today. The official verdict on Ric Flair and Pat O'Connor. That was no decision. Well, I don't know. It ended up with Ric Flair against Ted DiBiase. A little interference from just about everybody in the dressing room. And now Della Cooper has submitted. Della Cooper submits to the double toe hold. and that's 2 straight falls for Leilani Kai. Della Cooper giving up. Big victory for Leilani Kai. She takes 2 consecutive falls from Della Cooper. Time is out. The rest period would eat up what little remains of the curfew. So Leilani Kai with 2 consecutive falls is the winner. Here's Mickey.
With time running out, the winner of the 2 falls and the match,